Good afternoon, everyone. And a beautiful one it is. I'm honored to be here to join all of you to oppose the decision to bring the late Sheikh Mohammed to New York to face civilian trial. I'm here before you because I witnessed my wife's remarkable battle to survive after she was injured in the 9/11 attacks. Between us, we lost hundreds of colleagues, but we did not lose each other. For that reason, I have never felt comfortable being referred to as a member of a 9/11 family. I did not lose a loved one. My loved ones are still here. But the decision by Attorney General Eric Holder to bring Alicia here has clarified my view. I understand now what being a member of a 9/11 family really means. It doesn't mean a cliche of bereavement or an inability to get over 9/11 or to move on. Or a group of people shouting by a hole in the ground for 364 days or reciting thousands of names amid a stony quiet one morning every September. It means knowledge. It means we know the impact that terrorism can have on a family and the cost of a casual attitude toward our enemies. We know we may forget the terrorists, but that they never forget us. We have a visceral and immediate grasp of what it really means to bring a mass murderer to his place of triumph, to grant him the rights of due process that he removed from his thousands of victims. We have a deep sense of his disdain for our legal system and society, indeed for human life. We know he will not care whether he is perceived as a coward, as has been predicted, or whether he is found guilty, now that he has gained such a spectacular forum. We know the joy he will feel with every hateful word he preaches. Governor Thomas Kean, the leader of the 9/11 Commission, has said he doesn't know how much leeway the trial judge will have to curb Mr. Mohammed's speech when we say it's rambling, but he calls it part of his defense. We know that Governor Kean is right when he said that Mr. Holder's decision gives Mr. Mohammed what he wants and revives the risk that a single piece of information may be spun into a web of violence and slaughter to strike us at any time when we are most vulnerable. We know that this is not an issue of right versus left, Republican versus Democrat. We know that our anger at Mr. Holder's decision is not drawn from our mourning the lost, but out of concern for the living. We know the time has come for the 9/11 families to deliver a message of common sense. I've worked in the World Trade Center. Once or twice a year there'd be a sound so loud it seemed like an explosion. And I'm sure I wasn't alone when I looked out the window to see whether the view was changing and the towers were falling to the ground. When the view didn't change, I went back to work. On the day the view finally disappeared, I was not in my office. I was lucky. The memory of 9/11 is suffused with the uniforms of firemen, policemen, and first responders, the heroes who rushed into the burning towers to rescue the afflicted, and who died in action. But to Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, they were merely a bonus. His real targets in New York, the people he spent years planning to kill, worked on Wall Street. We didn't wear uniforms, unless you call this a uniform. We were office workers, like hundreds of millions of Americans. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed was aiming at me. He was aiming at my wife. He was aiming at us. We honor all the lost, but if we look past the uniforms in the foreground of our collective memory, we see ourselves. We know that we can never truly move on from 9/11 because we can never afford to be complacent about the real threat of terrorism. We know that deep down, despite our heartbreak, 9/11 could have been unimaginably worse. We know that Khalid Sheikh Mohammed's objective was to knock the towers over, fully loaded, to send tens of thousands to their deaths in an instant, and break the will of our nation. We know that if the hijackers had been better pilots, they might have succeeded. We know attempts to kill hundreds or thousands or millions of innocent civilians are not criminal acts, but acts of war. They are the definition of crimes against humanity. We know that if the targets are civilians, and that can bring you constitutional rights, that should someone send a nuclear weapon into an American city and kill millions of civilians, you will be earning a trial in civilian court under Mr. Holder's rationale. But in that event, the city will be gone. That is why we know that the Attorney General's decision is fundamentally wrong. Not because it tweaks our group of families, but because it enhances the threat to all families. We know that it is foolish and irresponsible to grant an unrepentant mass murderer the constitutional rights of due process, and these will be exploited to disrupt our fight against terror and to probe for intelligence among classified and unclassified information. We know that thousands are already dead because of Khalid Sheikh Mohammed's choices. We do not want to see thousands dead or hundreds of thousands because of the Attorney General's choices. We know that the national security risk is not worth taking when the outcome will have no meaning to the defendant. We know that there is nothing more certain than the guilty plea that Khalid Sheikh Mohammed desired to make before a military tribunal. We know that we should not now be asked to spend millions of dollars, to waste millions of dollars, to gamble on a guilty verdict just so we can say we did it our way.